Good evening. Welcome to the public information meeting for State Road 715 and State Road 80 resurfacing, restoration, and rehabilitation projects. Financial project IDs of 439845-1-52-01 and 446100-1-52-01. Now I'll turn it over to the consultant project manager, Mr. Amin Ahmed.
Thank you, Kento. My name is Amin Ahmed. I'm the consultant project manager. With us today, our team consists of Kenzo. Kenzo just made his introduction. Kenzo is the FDOT project manager. We also have Jasmani Riveron, who's the assistant project manager, also from District 4. We also have Cindy Kendrick, senior roadway design engineer, who's also attending this webinar virtually. And we also have Roberto Jimenez, senior transportation engineer. Liliana Perez is our public involvement specialist. Slide 3. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge the elected officials that are present in person today, and also the elected officials that have registered to join the GoTo meeting today. Slide 4. This is a meeting being held virtually by a GoToWebinar platform. An in-person meeting will also take place in the City Hall of the City of Belgrade building after this virtual meeting. This dual format public meeting allows the public to participate in whatever format is preferred. Slide 5. The meeting format today will consist of this presentation followed by a question and answer session. You have the option to listen to this meeting on your computer or portable device, or you may also dial in via phone and access code, which is provided in the top right of this slide. This formal presentation will be available for viewing after the meeting through the same link provided for the meeting. Slide 6. Questions and comments can be entered into the questions feature of the GoToWebinar interface for our team to address directly. Comments or questions can be submitted at any time during the meeting and will be addressed at the end of the presentation. In-person participants in the City Hall may also have the opportunity to fill out a comment card and hand it to the meeting moderator. Slide 7. You may also submit your comments after this meeting via email, mail, phone call to the FDOT project manager. The public comment period will remain open through September 13, 2022. You will also receive a follow-up email within 24 to 48 hours with a link to the recording of today's meeting. The recording link will also be posted in the meeting website. Slide 8. Public notice of this virtual public meeting was provided in the invitational flyer that was sent to all the area property owners. The notice was also posted in the Florida Administrative Register, social media, and the FDOT public meeting website. Slide 9. The Florida Department of Transportation is required to comply with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting the FDOT District 4 Title VI coordinator or the FDOT statewide Title VI coordinator. The contact information for these officials are shown on the screen. Slide 10. This is a project location map showing the project limits of both State Road 715 and State Road 80. State Road 715 is considered the lead project, and State Road 80 is considered as the goes-with project. Both projects will be constructed together. The State Road 17 limits are indicated by the blue dots, and it extends from north of State Road 80 to south of West Canal Street South. And State Road 80 limits are indicated in the red dots from State Road 25 US 27 to east of Glades Glen Drive. Slide 11. This is an overview of the proposed improvements for State Road 715, which is a 2-mile long project. The improvements consist of repaving the existing shoulders, widening paved shoulders to provide 7-foot buffered bike lanes, and adding a new continuous 6-foot wide sidewalk on the west side. The improvements also include providing ADA ramps, sidewalk ramps, and also bus stop landing pads. Improvements also include sign-in pavement marking improvements, including special emphasis crosswalks at all signalized intersections. State Road 17 will also have new corridor lighting, which will consist of FP&L roadway lighting. For signalization improvements, the pedestrian signals will be improved to meet ADA standards. Deficient guardrail segments are also being replaced. Slide 12. This roadway cross-sectional view represents the segment of State Road 715 from State Road 80 to Southwest Avenue H, which is the Palm Beach State College entrance. The proposed improvements show the addition of a continuous 6-foot concrete sidewalk on the west side and minor paved shoulder widening to accommodate 7-foot buffered bike lanes on both sides. The posted speed limit is 40 miles an hour. All improvements are within existing roadway right-of-way. Slide 13. This roadway cross-sectional view represents the segment of State Road 715 from Avenue H to the end of the project, which is just south of West Canal Street South. This segment also continues with the new sidewalk proposed on the west side, as well as the 7-foot buffered bike lanes on both sides. The posted speed limit continues to be 40 miles an hour. Slide 14. This graphic shows the State Road 715 begin project limits, which is just north of State Road 80. Slide 15. This graphic shows the signalized intersection of State Road 715 at Southwest Avenue H. The west leg of this intersection is the entrance to Palm Beach State College. Pedestrian signal improvements, special emphasis crosswalks are proposed in addition to the new west side sidewalk and 7-foot buffered bike lanes. Slide 16. This graphic illustrates the application of green bike lanes at typical right turn locations. The green color increases the cyclist visibility and also allows vehicles to cautiously make a right turn. While a new sidewalk is proposed on the west side, the existing sidewalk and the pedestrian bridge on the east side will continue to remain. Slide 17. This slide shows the improvements proposed at the railroad crossing located just north of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. The railroad improvements include new pedestrian crossing grades on the west side to accommodate the new west side sidewalk, as well as special striping that highlights the railroad crossing location. Minor pedestrian signal improvements and ADA curb cut ramps at all 4 quadrants of the intersection are also proposed. Slide 18. This graphic shows the application of the new continuous 6-foot concrete sidewalk on the west side that traverses across residential driveways and parking lots. Minor harmonization of regrading of existing driveways and parking lots is proposed in order to match with the new sidewalk elevations. Slide 19. This slide shows the State Road 715 project end limits, which is just south of West Canal Street South. The new continuous sidewalk is shown on the west side, and the buffered 7-foot bike lanes are also shown on both sides of the road. Slide 20. This is an overview of the proposed improvements for State Road 80, which will be constructed with State Road 715. The State Road 80 project has an east-west alignment extending from east of US 27, which is within the city of South Bay, and continuing eastwards to Glades Glen Drive, and has an approximate length of 2.4 miles. The project improvements consist of repaving existing roadway and also widening the north side paved shoulder from the existing 4 foot to 8 feet. And this is basically from 4th Avenue to the end limits. Also providing ADA curb ramps and a bus stop landing pad at the northwest corner of State Road 80 and 715. The signing and pavement marking will also be improved, including special emphasis crosswalks at all signals. Pedestrian signals will also be improved to meet ADA standards. Guardrail segments that are deficient will also be replaced. Slide 21. This roadway cross-sectional graphic depicts the urban segment of State Road 80, which is just east of US 27. This segment has existing curb and gutter with sidewalk on both sides. The posted speed limit in this short 0.3 mile long segment is 35 miles an hour. Slide 22. This graphic depicts the roadway cross-sectional view of the rural segment of State Road 80, which has paved shoulders with sidewalk on the south side only. The posted speed limit in this 2 mile long segment increases to 45 miles an hour. To enhance safety, the existing 4 foot paved shoulder on the left side, which is the westbound direction, is proposed to be widened an additional 4 feet to bring the total paved shoulder width to 8 feet. Slide 23. This slide shows the aerial view of the State Road 80 begin project limits, which is just east of the intersection with US 27 within the city of South Bay. Within this curb and gutter section, buffered bike lane striping is also proposed. The bridge crossing at the L20 canal on the right side will be exempt from the paving limits. Minor bridge joint repairs are anticipated across the bridge deck. Slide 24. This slide shows the existing active tractor crossing across State Road 80 at Chalenson Road, which is just located 1 mile north of US 27. A portion of this concrete tractor crossing will be reconstructed. Slide 25. This graphic shows the State Road 80 at State Road 715 intersection improvements. This is where State Road 80 improvements overlap with State Road 715, which is the lead project. The north intersection leg improvements along State Road 715 will be part of the State Road 80 project. The intersection improvements are adding sidewalk curb cut ramps at the northwest and northeast corners, replacing guardrail also in the northwest and northeast corners, also replacing sidewalk curb cut ramps on the south side, adding sidewalk connection with State Road 715. Also, we're adding a bus pad and sidewalk connection at the northwest corner. Special emphasis crosswalks are also added at this intersection. Signalization improvements include improving pedestrian signals to provide ADA standards. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, we're providing an 8 foot paved shoulder on the north side. Slide 26. This slide shows the proposed improvements of State Road 80 at Roosevelt Street intersection. The improvements are replacing sidewalk curb ramps at the north side and also at the southeast corner. Sidewalk segment is also being added at the northeast corner. And as in the previous intersection, we're also adding special emphasis crosswalks. Signalization improvements include pedestrian signals to meet ADA standards. And we're also adding reflectorized backplates on the existing signal heads to improve visibility. And we're also providing the 8-foot paved shoulder on the north side. Slide 27. This slide shows the project end limits east of Gladesland Drive. Slide 28. Construction for both projects will be performed in phases in order to reduce the impacts to the community. Access to businesses and residences will be maintained at all times during construction. Temporary lane closures will be required, and it will be taking place during off-peak hours when required. There will be no daytime lane closures during the harvest season, which is from October to April. Slide 29. The anticipated construction date for both State Road 17 and State Road 80 is the summer of 2023, and the anticipated completion date is the summer of 2024. And the estimated construction cost estimate is $6 million for State Road 715 and approximately $5.3 million for State Road 80. Slide 30. At this time, we'd like to share with you the summer safety banner. The Florida Department of Transportation is committed to the safety of all motorists and educating on safe driving practices. Slide 31. The project documents for both projects will be available for download from the project website as stated in the meeting invitation. Again, the Department of Transportation invites your comments and questions. So please use one or more of the comment options that are shown on the screen. The public comment period will remain open through September 13, 2022. The question panel for this virtual meeting will remain open for 15 minutes after this presentation ends, and you'll also receive a follow-up email within 24 hours with a link to the recording of today's meeting. A recording of this presentation will also be posted at the meeting website. On behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation, thank you for joining us. Stay safe and be well. Slide 33. The project team is currently in the question and answer session. And our project team, we are ready to address any submitted questions and comments that can come through.
Hello, Ami. We now start the question and answer session. It's gonna last 15 minutes and the timer starts now. So far, we have not had any question received, so we're gonna give it a little time. And then if we see anything, I'll definitely pronounce it out right away.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. Yeah, we'll be online waiting for any comments that may come to the chat.
Hello all. The question panel for the virtual meeting is now closed. Thank you.